Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
Well, we are soaring into the second week of June, and I wish that I could sing. If I could sing,
You do?
I do. I really wish I had a good singing voice because I would want to be in one of the many bands that are now playing. Maybe somebody will let me shake a tambourine because I'm really excited.
Let you shake a tail feather. How about that?
I can shake a tail feather. I can do that. But I'm really excited about all the different things that are happening all over Louisiana. It is opened up, the music, the venues, the events, the festivals. We're going to be talking with a few people that are going to share some of that with you. It looks like Louisiana is back to business full force, and we're thrilled about that. So we're glad that you could join us so we could share a little bit about the extraordinary people, places, and things happening around Louisiana with us two busy blondes on the go, showing off our state that we love so much. And we're coming to you from the Partners One studio through Pelican Broadcasting, and you can hear us each week on Talk 107.3 FM. You can hear us on KWLA, and we have now become a little more, northerly in that we're picked up on
northerly.
That's right. We're on the Gator, and we are on.
That sounds like the South still to me, Betsy.
I know. So we're on two more stations coming to you out of Natchez and Faraday. So we're really glad that on radio and TV we're expanding as we head into our 1-year anniversary, and we're going to be talking more about that next week. But we want to introduce you to a few of our guests. We are going to start with the last of our guests, and that's Jay Hover. And he is with Molecular Management. He is putting on the concerts at Red Stick Social, Beauvoir Park, and some of the other venues around Louisiana. And he has got just a great lineup of musical entertainment that's coming. Kay and I are going to talk about intermittent fasting. Does it really work? I think that it does. I was saying a few minutes ago, in my life it's called being busy, so I don't get to really eat maybe on a regular schedule. And then we're excited to announce a new partnership with Christopher and Caitlen Odell with redstickmusic.com. We are excited that we're going to be sharing with you their fantastic musical social media website, and we're going to be hooking you into some of the great things that are going on. And first, we're going to introduce you to Ray Scriber, and he is with Main Street, Louisiana, through the office of Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. And honestly, Ray has got a phenomenal network of Main Street communities, and he helps them in so many different ways. So we wanted Ray to come share some of the great news about the 25 cities that have now been nationally recognized. So thank you, Ray, for coming back.
Thank you for having me back. I'm glad to be here.
I think it's been almost a year since you've been here. It's been a few months.
That. Yeah.
So a lot has happened in Main Street.
Right.
Kind of the shutdown and then now opening up. So we're celebrating everything that you've been doing and working on all this time, Ray.
And we are celebrating, and you're right. Things have opened up and people are ready to go and do and enjoy. And there's lots going on in our Main Street communities across the state of Louisiana. And as you know, Main Street communities are primarily small towns with population 50,000 and less. So there's lots of good opportunities to go and do and see things and have fun in those communities.
We're kind of small town people. We like wandering, going shop to shop, restaurant to restaurant, sometimes saloon to saloon to hear a little music.
Yeah.
So you really recently had a conference of all the Main Street communities, and then this announcement was just made this past week.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about the 25 towns and what they had to do to be nationally recognized.
Yeah, so we're a part of a national network called Main Street America. And Main Street America every year acknowledges communities across the country that have met a set of standards that lead to accreditation for those communities. So they have they've achieved 10 pretty rigorous standards that are set by the national organization, meaning that they are doing the things in their community that they need to do to implement preservation-based economic development. And so in Louisiana, we have 35 Main Street communities, and 25 of those are nationally accredited this year.
That's phenomenal. So a lot of states probably don't have that many that are accredited. And you worked really, really hard with these communities to help them meet those standards.
We have worked hard with them, and there are several others that are just right at the cusp of being accredited. But it's something we've been working on for years now, and bringing communities up to the accreditation standards. And we usually have a good representation, and every year we add 1 or 2 more communities that are nationally accredited. So it's a good progress on their part.
So can you rattle off some of those 25 communities? Because people would probably like to get in their car and check out some of them. There might be some city that has a great Main Street in downtown that they're just not aware of or hadn't thought about.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to list them all there. And you're right, they do have great downtowns, great historic downtowns that have events going on. And the 25 are Abbeville, Columbia, Crowley, Denham Springs, DeRidder, Donaldsonville, Franklin, Hammond, Homer, Homa, Leesville, Minden, Morgan City, Natchitoches, New Iberia, New Roads, Old Algiers in New Orleans, Opelousas, Plaquemine, Ruston, Slidell, St. Francisville, St. Martinville, Thibodaux, and my hometown, Winsboro.
That is a great list.
Yeah.
And I've not been to all those. And I'd like to maybe staycation in those that I haven't been to.
You'll find good food and good entertainment and things to do in all those towns. And
now Homer is a different town than Homa.
It is.
Right.
So you need to kind of, where is, now Homa we know is South Louisiana, but Homer is more North Louisiana.
Homa is far South Louisiana, and Homer is far North Louisiana, almost to the Arkansas state line.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about what the next step is for those 10 that have not made the accreditation this year. When do they have an opportunity to do that?
Well, it's an annual accreditation assessment, so coming up, and it's done based on the calendar year. So we'll assess again in early 2022 based on this current calendar year, and probably those 25 will remain accredited because they're doing the good work and the hard work, and like I said, we'll probably add 1 or 2 more that are right on the cusp, and then it's announced nationally at our national conference when we have it. We didn't have it last year, but this year we will have it again, so they will announce it at the national conference.
So one of the things that you and I talked about briefly was how these business owners came together through the pandemic. You know, some were not able to stay open, but everyone did all that they could to keep everyone open.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about what you saw between the relationships of the people within those communities and then helping each other in neighboring communities to keep their businesses afloat.
Well, absolutely. They all had to work together and focus on the things that they could do to keep active and keep going. You know, if they didn't have an internet presence, they would work on getting an internet presence so that they could sell things on the internet, but then have curbside delivery for their merchandise. We provided some assistance in some ways. We had a training budget about this time, or early spring of 2020, that we shifted from training because we weren't going to be able to do training for the remainder of the year. We shifted it to give grants to our Main Street communities that they could use to help their business owners and their entrepreneurs do things to keep their businesses going, whether it would be to provide them hand sanitizers or to help them clean their businesses, to do things on the sidewalk outside to encourage people to still come and shop and engage where they felt comfortable. There were all kinds of things that they could do with these grants. So our Main Street directors in each of the communities focused on the benefits and the programs that were coming down and made sure that information was given to the small business owners so that they could take advantage of the federal programs that were there, and also of our grant program also.
So how important is it to get these designations as it relates to preservation dollars to be able to preserve maybe some of the older structures or designate some of those as landmarks or historic sites?
Well, there are some benefits to that. At the national level in particular, Main Street America has some opportunities that are only available for those nationally accredited programs. But across the board, there are incentives and procedures in place that help building owners and restore their historic buildings, and that's one of our goals, is to get these historic buildings back into good commerce, have good small businesses located in those buildings, those historic buildings, and make sure they're restored and in a condition that they can have tenants, and then people can have their businesses in those buildings downtown. So it all works together, and you know, entrepreneurs and small businesses are really the backbone of our state, and really, you know, what I think is a good current economic development model for our state.
Well, it is great to go into a town and see a very lively and a beautiful Main Street downtown instead of a downtown that's been abandoned.
Right.
And,
and it takes years and years and years of work. Some of our communities, we started Main Street in Louisiana in 1984, and our first 5 communities are still in the program and have been working at this since 1984 and have got great success. But it's not an overnight thing. So it's something that takes continued work and continued effort by the people in those communities.
Well, St. Francisville is a great little community. Also, Denham Springs, one of our sponsors, Selassie Jewelry, has done some different things to try and enhance that area. You know, it's just fun to wander. So when you're making your plans about what you want to do this summer and where you might want to take your kids, you might want to just stop in, because why not discover Louisiana?
Absolutely. And a lot of those cities have festivals that are going to be coming back this year. So a great thing to do is check in on that city's website, but also you can go to laff.net, Louisiana Association of Fair and Festivals, and find out when they're scheduled. So,
and the Office of Tourism website.
Absolutely. So many places to find out where you can go in Louisiana and have a great experience.
Well, Ray, if somebody wants to reach you, how can they reach you?
By email at mainstreet@crt.la.gov or telephone 225-342-8162. We are part of the Lieutenant Governor's Office in the Office of Cultural Development.
Thank you so much, Ray Scriber. We appreciate you coming and sharing the good news, and we'll share it on our social media as well. And we're going to be right back talking with Christopher and Caitlen Odell about redstickmusic.com, your source for all the good live music.
Thank you.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
Young women are joining a movement to educate voters. Why? The need to represent our conservative and moderate values has never been more important. The values that made our nation the superpower it is. If you work, are in college, have children, every decision made at Louisiana State Capitol and City Council meetings impacts your wallet, your home, education, student loans, and everyday life. Become informed and involved through the LFRW Young Women's Initiative across Louisiana. Public policy impacts you and your family. Check out the Young Women's Initiative by emailing lfrw-region1vp@gmail.com or call 504-382-3474. We look forward to talking to you soon.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
And welcome back to Rock It Right. I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes, happily here with Dr. Kay Solar in the Partners One studio. And we are just thrilled because it's summertime.
I'm liking that.
We
and you
are.
all dressed up for summer. Me too. I got butterflies and fish. How more summery can you get, right?
I have flowers.
And you got flowers.
That's right. So we're just going to groove on into it. You know, many people go to redstickmusic.com. It's their go-to place to find live music every night of the week. And so we wanted to introduce you to the people behind that who work very, very hard to make sure that they're currently up on the great musicians, what kind of music, where they play, and that is Caitlen and Christopher Odell. So these two right here, I mean, I would be bored without looking at their website and their Facebook. I wouldn't know what to do when I was ready to go hear live music. So thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you for having us.
So the last time you visited with us, way pre-COVID, was when we just on radio and not on TV. So I'm glad that people can actually see you and see the faces and put the face to the name for redstickmusic.com. And so we're all excited that you love this, and this is really more of a labor of love than anything else for you.
Yes, it is. We appreciate y'all having us, and I just want to say that I really appreciate what y'all do. You're here in our community, and you're promoting our community, and you promote everything local and everything Louisiana, and that's so rare, so I appreciate y'all.
You're so kind. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, we wanted to just partner with this couple because we just really felt like what they're doing needs to have, you know, a little more awareness for people that maybe for a while have kind of been living inside during COVID or afraid to get out. But so many places are clean, they're safe, they're ready to entertain you, and there's a lot of outdoor music. And we're going to be talking with Jay Hover, and he's going to be sharing a little bit about that with Red Stick Social, which is a venue.
There's a lot of Red Stick stuff going on here in the Red Stick.
That's right. There is. So what we want to do is find out a little bit about how y'all got started, why did you decide to do this, and what do you recommend?
Well, so we got started in 2012 actually recording live music. Both of us have education in audio recording, and we just decided we really love live music. It's special. Yeah. It's different than recording in a studio because when they record in a studio, they try to make everything perfect. They record everything over and over. They use auto-tune. and it doesn't have as much soul as live music has.
Right.
So we decided to focus on recording live music, and as we were doing that, we just noticed that nobody knew what was going on in our city, and they needed to. So we thought, what if we made a calendar? And that's when Red Stick Music started. It was 2014 by the time we got started with that. And it's just grown from there. We post daily on all of our social media, the schedule of what's going on each day. And we also list a full calendar on our website that has clickable links to artists and venues. So we just love our community. We love Baton Rouge, and we love live music.
It's a lot of information. And how do you get all of that information?
Hours of research. Lots of research, lots of checklists, lots of reminders, following lots and lots of pages, going to tons of websites, going to tons of Facebook events, because nobody wants to do hours of research to find out what's going on so that they can go out to see that. So we do that for you.
And that's why we think it's so wonderful. And that's why we like to go to your site, because you've done all the work for us. And then we can kind of just peruse there, and we can see when our favorite artist is playing, or what's going on at your favorite venue, and even have a chance to look at the list and experience new venues that you might not even know had live music.
Absolutely. Finding a new thing that you didn't know in your own city, being a visitor in your own city.
I really like how you put not only the band, but what their musical genre is, and then you put the place, and then a little bit about that place, and of course the address and everything. So right from your phone, you can go straight from, hey, do you want to do this, this, or this, and just go. And so you know enough about it. I think that that's really, really helpful.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to make it user-friendly so you can just find something you like and go.
Yeah, and we like to go.
Yeah, and people weren't going for a long time, so I'm sure that the list was really, really shrinking. But have you seen it really start to grow in the last few weeks as more places are coming back, musicians are talk about what it looked like when you were like putting the list together recently.
Right, yeah. When the pandemic hit last year, everything was shut down. There was no live music anymore. So we turned our attention to sharing live streams, because all the musicians were live streaming on their Facebook, and that's what we could do to help. So that's all we did. We actually put together a whole calendar of live streams at the time. But the last several weeks and the last few months, it has just exploded. It's back. Everyone is back, and it feels so good. We're so excited.
So you could say, I only want to listen to country music, and you can go to the different places all over that have country music or rock or whatever it is. Or if you just want a little acoustic set, or if you want a romantic place, you can look, and it's such a great variety. So if you have not been to redstickmusic.com, you need to go look at all the work that they've done for you. I mean, it's really kind of amazing what you've been able to do. And so do the bands send you information and the venues?
Some do. We get submissions from musicians and venues, and in addition, we do our own research. So we're just trying to make it the most complete calendar that we can. We want to list everybody. It doesn't cost anything to be on our calendar. It's free for musicians, it's free for venues.
So all musicians, there's no reason people shouldn't know about their shows, because one of the things they should always take advantage, as well as venues, of all the free promotion. And
Absolutely.
You guys are one of them. And it makes your work a little bit easier if they send it in, I'm sure.
Sure does.
more likely that they will be included on that list.
Oh yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So.
But you are taking sponsors for any businesses that would want to connect with that audience, with that genre of audience or that age or demographic of the fans of that band.
Yes, we
do.
do.
So one of the things that we wanted to do was just highlight what you're doing and then help people find that. You know, Kay does so much with singer and songwriter festivals all across the state, promoting Louisiana musicians all over the country, really. And so it's a really great venue. But let me tell you, I was recently in New Orleans. I was recently in Covington. There was not a calendar. Okay, there was not a calendar.
You couldn't figure out what to do, huh, Betsy?
Well, I found something to do.
I mean, you do work in the tourism department. Like, you're probably fairly in the know.
Yeah, well, you know, I can go look if people post it. But a lot of people don't know if they have an event or something like that. They can also go post it on LouisianaTravel.com. But a lot of people might be thinking of that more as staycation or something like that. They might not realize it's where they can also see musical venues and things like that, or music opportunity. It might be festivals and it could be special events, but they really need to look at redstickmusic.com. And as I suggested, I think there should be a redstickmusic.com like in every major city across Louisiana, which is an extraordinary amount of work. But the bands are playing in more than one place.
Right.
And if it wasn't for you getting people there, they may not even be asked to come back. So it's so important that we not only take care of those people that are the bands and the musicians, but also those venues who, if they are still able to even operate as a business, we need to make sure that we go and give them a little financial love and buy a little food and drinks. And, you know, during the whole COVID thing, a lot of people in the gig economy were just left out. There wasn't funding for them. There wasn't an opportunity for bands to just get paid. So the Facebook Lives that you promoted is how they got Venmo love, Facebook love, whatever kind of money that they could get. And so thank you for doing that for them, because we have had quite a few musicians on our show from the beginning, 6 years of having musicians on our shows to help promote them. And I got to tell you, they were kind of sad when they'd come on our show the last year. I mean, they were like, I've been writing a lot of music. You know, I mean, they were, you know, they're used to an audience.
I mean, yeah, I mean, musicians like to play a live show. It's, you know, I know they got by doing live streams, but it's not the same. Everybody tells you, I want that person in front of me. I feel the energy. It makes the whole night, you know.
Well, people like praise. You know, I mean, it's really...
Betsy, you're doing such a good job.
They do. They like, I mean, they do. And so I praise y'all for all the stuff you tried to keep going, even in the worst of times. But, so give us your recommendation. What are your recommendations?
Yeah, what is your pick for the weekend?
For the weekend and in the week.
Well, pick for the weekend. I think that really what needs to be mentioned is Teddy's Juke Joint this weekend. They're having Teddy Fest all weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's like an all-day thing most of those days. I think.
And where are they located for people to know?
They are in Zachary, Louisiana, just north of Baton Rouge.
Teddy's Juke Joint.
Teddy's Juke Joint. It's a historic venue. It's one of the last remaining juke joints in the country. And I think that they were hit really hard because of COVID. And they were just really impacted because of that. So this Teddy Fest is a fundraiser for the venue. So I just want to let everybody know about that. We should all go support.
Yeah.
I think we should support Teddy Fest. You know,
and there will be a lot of different musicians playing.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, that's going to be.
So if people want to reach out to you, either to be a sponsor or either to just reach out to you and see the list, what do you say?
We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. You can send us an email. You can hit up our website. We're everywhere. So
you can reach out on our Facebook on Rocket Right Entertainment, and we'll shoot you an email back and let you know where they're located. And we're just thrilled that y'all could come. Thank you so much, Caitlen and Christopher Odell, for the labor of love.
Thank y'all.
So we can all be entertained. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate y'all.
Go see redstickmusic.com. You need to go see it. And we're going to be right back talking about, does intermittent fasting work? We think it does. But we're going to tell you a little more details so you can decide if it's for you. And then we're going to talk with Jay Hover with Red Stick Social, and we'll be right back. Hang tight.
My biggest concern was my family and being able to see me come home every day and know everything is going to be okay. I felt comfortable that I was being treated by some of the best. There were some scary points along the way, but it's just kind of like been a little blip in the road.
Money, wellness, fun. Rocket Right Radio takes you all across Louisiana and the nation with guests who live life to the fullest.
I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
I'm Dr. Kay Solar.
You're gonna love it.
Join us every week when we cover
everything under the sun.
Live and learn with the Wright sisters.
Politics,
health,
music and entertainment,
local agnet.
Rocket Right Radio. You're gonna love it.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Kay Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Kay Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
Young women are joining a movement to educate voters. Why? The need to represent our conservative and moderate values has never been more important. The values that made our nation the superpower it is. If you work, are in college, have children, every decision made at Louisiana State Capitol and City Council meetings impacts your wallet, your home, education, student loans, and everyday life. Become informed and involved through the LFRW Young Women's Initiative across Louisiana. Public policy impacts you and your family. Check out the Young Women's Initiative by emailing lfrw region1vp@gmail.com or call 504-382-3474. We look forward to talking to you soon.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
And you're back with the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
Happy Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
That's right. She just keeps adding those adjectives.
That's
and
right.
Our medical segment is brought to you each week by Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center. And today, you got me to interview Betsy. How about that?
I do. I'm excited.
I am the expert doctor in-house. How about it?
Listen, Kay Solar knows more things about health than we could even cover in 6 years. So this is it. So I always learn something.
I try to keep reading.
Yeah, and I actually always feel a little healthier after we talk because she'll kind of, calm me down if I'm concerned about some sort of symptoms. Not like I'm a hypochondriac, but we all have our concerns that we don't really go to the doctor about all the time. But one of the biggest concerns, and I think that, people's health and their weight was a big factor in comorbidity issues related to COVID.
Of course it was,
and they still are because, as we're reminded daily, COVID has not completely gone away. There's different strains, but we can't live in fear. So I'm not advocating living in fear. I am advocating whatever you need to do for your body type, for your lifestyle. If you need to lose weight, and if you do, we all do. If you need to lose some weight to improve your health, this might be the segment that you need to listen to.
Well, I think, and we talked about this in a previous show, because there's some alarming studies coming out about, as a society in America, how obese we are getting, and especially even in children. Some of that is like learned behavior,
yes,
and from their parents, which just leads to lots of comorbid issues, not just an increased risk for COVID-19 and the consequences thereof, but other things that we have forgotten about during this COVID time: heart disease, diabetes, all of those things that reduce our longevity. And what we want to do is we want to have a healthy life. We want to live to be old, but we want to be able to function at that age and have a good life. And so
old, wise, and healthy.
Yeah, and so a lot of those things, you've got to take charge of that. In one of those studies that we looked at, they polled a lot of people, and they said they were just happy with their weight. Now, there's something about saying being happy in your own skin and being happy with your weight, but if you're thinking about reducing your medical issues.
Right.
And improving
Absolutely.
your longevity. It's not the number on weight, which is what we want to focus on, but it is some lifestyle changes. And if you are overweight, you will see that number come down, and a lot of health issues improve. But I think that people get in the habit of thinking that diet, and I want to get to this number, and then I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing.
Right.
And the whole thing is making changes so that you have a better life.
Right. And, cholesterol has a lot to do with that. Heart disease is so prevalent here. Cancer in Louisiana is very prevalent. Although, we have great treatment facilities like Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center. We don't want to have to go into treatment if we can prevent that early on by diet, because food is medicine.
Absolutely.
It is.
And a lot of those health issues that you just mentioned, you can reduce your chance of developing them if you follow a healthy lifestyle diet. Now, there's been a lot in the news, which is why I wanted to talk about intermittent fasting. And so, there's so many different types, and I've had people ask me, so what type of intermittent fasting? I mean, which one works? Does it even really work? And sometimes that's called time-restricted eating. So you eat during a particular window of time, and you fast during a particular period of time. And there was one study that recently came out called the TREAT trial, which is not that you didn't treat yourself and have treats on it. I'm just saying it was. The TRE stands for time restricted eating.
Oh, okay.
So what they did, they looked at people in the study, and they put them into two different groups, and they were only looking at weight loss. But they said, okay, on the time-restricted eating, you would eat from noon to 8 p.m. And
so you could eat during that time.
You could eat during that time as much as you wanted. And then from 8 p.m. to noon the next day was your fasting period. And then they compared that to a group of people who did consistent meal times. So 3 structured meals per day. And they really didn't see a huge difference. There was maybe a 1 to 3% weight loss during those times. But I think the big key when people look at that is that there's more to it than just time-restricted eating. Because if you restricted your time and you ate nothing but Twinkies, it's not going to be any better, right? Right. So what you've got to do, and it is a great thing because there's a lot of other physiologic changes that go on when you have these periods of fasting in your body. But you've also got to make sure that you look at your dietary quality,
right,
and that you improve some caloric reduction.
You
during that time.
can't live on kettle chips and
you
M&Ms.
cannot live on M&Ms and kettle chips, and even if you do have some, you've got to look at the quantity of those. So, but I think the biggest thing is that we want to live longer. And this is one of the modalities that you can look at. So the most popular is the one that they looked at. The 16-8 means you fast for 16 hours and you eat for 8 during the day. There's also, you'll see 18-6, 24, which means you fast for 20 hours and you eat for 4. So maybe it's from 2 to 6 p.m. because, of course, the earlier you eat, the better.
So is this coupled with keto, or instead of keto, can you do keto during intermittent fasting and then have better results maybe?
You can do any type of diet. Like if you're a paleo, if you're a vegetarian, you can do that during. But yes, it does work if you look at your macros, and that's a whole nother topic that we'll get into, what are macros.
Because I'm confused by the whole macro.
Right, but bottom line is, if you do lower your carbs during that time, then you're going to be much better off and you're going to have better results. And that's just, in general, for weight loss. There's also different types of modified fasts, like the 5-2, where for 5 days a week you eat normally, and then for 2 days you restrict your calories or do a modified fast. Or like, and I was told by a cholesterol expert, because I've mentioned it before, I have a hereditary cholesterol issue, to do 7 days once a month of 700 calories, or 5 days once a month of 500 calories for women, 600 for men, and you restrict your carbs during that time. And the rest of the time, you eat a sensible diet. And all those things have been shown to make some physiologic changes in your body when you do that. They've shown improvements in blood pressure, your resting heart rate, and I can tell you that if you restrict your carbs, and on times when I'm doing intermittent fasting, I've showed you this Oura Ring, which is another topic, but it definitely shows a lower resting heart rate. If you have a carb meal, if I ate 3 pieces of pizza one night, I'm telling you, my heart rate would be elevated. My numbers would not look good. So you can follow and see how the diet affects you. And it's always best to kind of ease into those things. You don't want to say, I'm going to fast for 20 hours and only eat for 4. You probably don't want to start with that one. If you're used to eating, you want to start slowly. And everybody, something works different for them. You want to start slowly and gradually improve those things. But, we do know, and we've seen in studies, that when you fast, it improves your blood sugar regulation, it lowers your inflammatory markers, it increases your resistance to stress, and all of those things help us live longer.
And people that I've known that have done intermittent fasting, you and others, say they feel better. They don't feel as bloated, their digestion system is working better, and they felt good about it because they're hydrating the entire time. They're
absolutely not, you do have to have plenty of water. Yeah, during that time.
So if you're drinking lots of water and you're not as hungry because your body's hydrated, then the amount of food you're going to eat is going to be less, as long as it's what your body needs. Is that right? And
part of it is you want to have good quality food, like we said. So if you're doing that, you're going to have lots of greens and veggies. And so when I do the modified fast, I'm at dinner, I'm going to have a big plate of multicolored greens with some pickled veggies on top of that, and maybe a piece of protein. That bulk fills you up, but it's still low in calories, and it's good in the quality of food.
And then you're going to be not as hungry later.
Absolutely,
because your body has what it needs.
Absolutely.
I just find that also too, your sugar can go up and down based on what you're eating. But if you're eating fresh, green vegetables, you're eating the right amount of protein. This is not about deprivation. It's more about balance.
It's about balance. It's about eating things that are good for your body. Because if you have a donut when you break fast, you're going to have a big sugar crunch afterwards. Plus, you're going to have a sugar spike and then a big drop. So.
Sure. And that doesn't feel good.
No, that does not.
That does not feel good.
That's why people need to go take a nap after a big meal. Not a good thing to do.
So, Dr. Kay Solar, thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for interviewing me,
And how can
Betsy.
people reach you if they have a question about intermittent fasting?
Well, I think our Facebook page, we would love to get some comments about that. Let us know, have you tried intermittent fasting? What worked for you? On our Facebook page at Rocket Right Entertainment, or you can go to our website anytime, rocketright.com, and get links to everything.
And we read all the messages, we don't screen them, so we'll be glad to have you answer those questions, and then maybe that'll be a topic for another time.
Sounds good, Bets.
We're going to be right back with Jay Hover, and he is with Red Stick Social. Not Red Stick Music, Red Stick Social. It's all about the Red Stick. Hang tight, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques, including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
Some call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. From music that shakes up your senses to food that wakes up your palate. That joy vibrates in every note we play and spices up every meal we serve. So come live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all, come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm Sean Ardway, inviting you to plan your trip at louisianatravel.com.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Kate Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Kate Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure.
I had a meeting with Dr. Barfield and it kind of just hit me. It probably is cancer. After the surgery, I wasn't scared anymore. I was looking forward to getting started with chemo. Not one time did I get a nurse in a bad mood. I was here for 5 hours at a time, and I did not dread coming. To get people from around the country to come to Baton Rouge, that says a lot right there. That this place is cutting edge.
You're back with the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Happy Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
That's right. We're just getting
Do happy and
warmed up.
hurricane go together in the same sentence, Betsy?
If you are a hurricane of happiness and connections and ideas, yes. In my world where the sky is blue, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are so excited to be talking more music, and have with us Jay Hover. How are you?
Doing great. Thank y'all for having me.
Well, we're glad you could come back.
Thank you.
So we're excited about some of the things you've got going on.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you came last time, we talked about Beauvoir Park and some of the concerts going on. And then there was a little bit of a delay, but you are not one to be deterred or discouraged at all. So you partnered up with the people that own Red Stick Social on Government Street, 1503 Government Street, near downtown Baton Rouge.
Right.
In that historic, amazing structure. And so you've been putting on some concerts and had, 500,000 people show up. 500 of his closest friends just stopped by.
I know. You said 500,000. She meant 500-1,000.
Or 1,000 of your closest friends who really like the music that you put together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that is a cool venue. So tell us what you got going on and how this happened.
Yeah, absolutely. What we were able to do at Beauvoir Park during the pandemic was nothing short of remarkable.
Yes.
Supporting local music, local musicians, putting on over 70 some odd shows when nobody was able to do it. So now that we're momentarily working through some things, Red Stick Social reached out to me to help with some promotion, some bookings, some social media stuff, and as long as we can continue to bring great music to Baton Rouge, that's what we're about. So
that's
why we're
right.
here. Yeah.
So you have had a really great Memorial Day concert. Right. That was a great turnout. Tell us a little bit about the bands and how that worked out.
Yeah, Michael Foster Project, Parish County.
Love them.
Parish County Line and the Molly Ringwalds. We had over 800, 900 people at Red Stick for Memorial Day, and it was incredible.
And this was an outdoor event, right?
Yes, we
at Red Stick.
Brought in an outdoor stage and let people enjoy the outdoors and cold drinks and great food.
So if you've not been to Red Stick Social, you need to go. It is a multi-level structure. It's a historic structure. Yep. It's the old electric depot. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. It was built in 1905. It served as a power plant for all of Baton Rouge up until, I do not know exactly, 1930s or something like that. Great spot, huge space, bowling, live music, great food, cold drinks.
And you cannot beat that.
What else do you need?
That's right.
Private parties, everything you got, everything you need.
So if you want to put on any type of social event, fundraiser, whatever, they have 34,000 square feet just welcoming you in smaller, large parts of that space. But I really do like the concept of outdoor concerts near downtown, because a lot of the things really shut down regarding outdoor concerts downtown. Those that were put on by the Downtown Business Association, Live After 5. I think in the fall, those are going to come back. But, you know, it's just part of who we are in our culture. We love to have a good time and see who's out and see and be seen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've tried to grasp what post-pandemic music scene looks like. We certainly think it's outdoor venues, outdoor space. People feel comfortable outdoors, and yeah, that's what we'll continue to do.
So tell us some of the bands and some of the things you have coming up. Tell us what you got going on.
Yeah, just let me wrap off a quick weekend that lies ahead starting tomorrow, Thursday the 10th. We got the Bo Burks Trio. Following that next Friday, Rouge Crew. Saturday, Chris LeBlanc.
We love Chris LeBlanc too.
Yeah, we started up a laid-back Sunday at Red Stick Social, which kicks off at about 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon. We got Josh McGee and the Atchafalaya Boys joining us then, and yeah.
And are these inside on the stage, or are these outdoors, or a variety of what's happening?
So plan A is always to do outdoor concerts. We've got a great temporary stage built out there now with plans to erect something permanent. So as long as the weather cooperates, we're moving it outside. If we have to move it inside, you know, the great thing about Red Stick is the show will go on. Never have to cancel anything like we used to have to do sometimes at Beauvoir Park. So.
Right, because there is plenty of space in there.
Exactly.
And so you also have Eric Peters, I think, coming. So he's going to be our guest next week. And so we're excited that you're going to have him out there for Father's Day weekend.
That's right.
So that's a nice acoustic set. Or is there more than one person playing with Eric?
Eric is part of the Southdown Souls. They used to be the Magic Word, great rock and roll band, power trio. They are going to step in at Red Stick Social starting Father's Day as our house band every Sunday. So come out, a little Sunday fun day, have some food, go bowl, listen to some great music.
You can brunch, you can lunch, you can dance, you can have a good time.
Do whatever you want.
So it starts at 2 and goes till?
About 5 p.m. or so. You're welcome to hang out after that. But yeah, 3 hours of great music, relax, have some fun.
Cool. So tell me about the name in your company, Molecular Management LLC. So, I mean, I'm thinking music, but molecular and stuff, where did that come from? Is this the company that you do work with your music booking and all of that?
Exactly. This is what I run my promotion, bookings, social media stuff through. Prior to doing what I do now, I spent 10 years in the oil and gas industry on the chemical side. So kind of play on words, molecular management. We really look under the microscope to see, one, what the people want, but two, which bands are up and coming. With plans to really build Baton Rouge's music scene, we want to, you know, take it from just a one-off from people going to New Orleans through Baton Rouge on their Texas runs, and making it a place where people want to come see live music. And beyond that, extend the footprint of local acts nationwide and all that kind of good stuff. So some big ideas.
Yeah, love it.
I know, I do. I think it's a beautiful space, and there's some renovation plans, and we're going to have Robert Lay, who's one of the owners, and he's going to be talking with us next week a little bit about that. But if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Jay Hover, and he is planning music all around the Baton Rouge area. So if you are listening to us on Saturday or Sunday, either on 104.7 FM The Gator or 107.1 FM The River, 2 news stations, or Talk 107.3 FM on Saturday and Sunday at 11. Or if you are watching us on the Pelican Broadcasting Network on every single cable TV hooked up to cable in 22 parishes, you need to head to Baton Rouge. There's lots of hotel rooms. I'm sure you got a few friends here. You need to come and have a good time at Red Stick Social. You might even bump into these two busy blondes. Chances are pretty good. We're going to have a good time about it. Tell us a little bit about how people can find your calendar, find what you got going on.
We've got a lot going on. You know, we've been fortunate through Beauvoir Park to work with a bunch of great venues in and around town. You know, we just want to support them. We want to keep the Beauvoir Park name relevant. You know, the heartbeat is very much still alive. We'll come back with a vengeance, but just to mention some of the great stuff and the great venues that we've been a part of since Beauvoir Park has had to shutter our doors. Gallery 14, beautiful event venue in Mid-City, just a block away from Red Stick Social. We put on a great event out at John Schneider Studios in Holden, Louisiana.
That was a huge turnout.
It was a great turnout. 150 plus people, 5 local bands, kind of transplanted 30 minutes east of town. We've got some big ideas for out there. But yeah, we just want to keep the good times rolling, the great music coming. And we've got big plans to do that, especially now with the touring acts getting more comfortable.
Right. And they're actually starting to tour and move around the country
Right. So,
just now.
Yeah, we've got great avenues to bring some of those people in, and that's what we're about, and that's what we'll continue to do. So
if somebody has an idea of something that they want to do that's out of the box, I think you need to call Jay, because he probably can hook you up with something out of the box, and Red Stick Social would be a great venue for that. And so we really do appreciate you coming. We're looking forward to having a good time all the time at Red Stick Social.
And more of the time.
More of the time.
More of the time than we've been.
And you can also go to their website, redsticksocial.com. You can go to redstickmusic.com to see what bands are going to be playing there. And so it's kind of all about the Red Stick. So it's a good time if you want to come to Baton Rouge. Plan a staycation or a daycation. We highly recommend doing that. And so we'll be back next week, and I think we're going to be talking with Robert Lay. We're going to be talking with Vicki Little a little bit and a lot about how to grow your business and some of the different ways we've been able to grow our reach. And then we're going to be talking a little bit.
We're going to continue our wellness. You know, we've been really talking a lot about wellness lately, and we're going to be talking with a naturopathic doctor who's one of the Partners One members that I met at their breakfast.
And Eric Peters.
Yeah, have
musician.
a little music.
That's right. So just remember, if you're going to rock it, make sure you rock it right. Woo!
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Rock It Right with Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is brought to you by these generous sponsors. Partners One, better barter for Baton Rouge and beyond.
Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, Advantage Health Solutions with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm, Hightower Dental Concepts with Dr. Leah Larson, Citigroup Hospitality including City Pork Brasserie and Bar, City Pork Catering, City Slice, City Taco, Rouge Creole, and Beau Soleil.
Talent 360 Consulting with Vicki Little. Jeff Taylor, Realtor and Forester with Whitetail Properties. The 3rd Street Songwriters Festival. Elite Chiropractic with Dr. Ron McMorris. LouisianaIsATrip.com. Take one. Thank you for making our show possible.